Good morning, children. So in the previous class, we were studying about the energy, and we have studied that energy, that is the primary, GPP, and secondary, and all that we studied, and then we have studied about decomposers also. Then we have studied even the trophic levels. Today we are going to start about the standing crops. See, page number the page number 247. Okay, the important point to note here that the amount of energy decreases as we go from the first trophic level to the last trophic level, because every organism, whichever amount of energy it has got, a certain part of that will be used by its own activity, and the remaining energy will be fixed in its body in the form of new tissues, in the form of cells, in the form of some other substances. So whenever the next trophic level eats, they are eating these tissues and organs and those parts which are there in the protoplasm, and then out of that a certain portion will be used by themselves for their daily activity, for running, for talking, for maintaining body temperature, for seeing, and for any other activity whichever there are there, and then remaining amount will be stored in the body in the form of new tissues and organs and all, and when that is consumed by the third trophic level and on and on. So this is how we see. So energy will go on decreasing. Now what energy I am talking about here? We are talking about the energy which is started from one point, that is today. Okay. So when any organism die and converted it into detritus or dead biomass, that serve as an energy source for decomposers. The organism at each trophic level depend on these to the lower trophic level for their energy demand. So lower trophic level, the first trophic level, that was of plants. When we talk about plants, not necessarily that the entire plant is eaten, it's leaf or their fruits or flowers or fruits or stem or underground roots, whatever part are there, that is being consumed. Okay? So whatever is produced by the plant is considered as a plant or producer. Now each trophic level has certain mass of living matter at a particular time. It's called standing crop. Now trophic level we are talking about. We are not talking about one individual. We are talking about one trophic level. Matlab, if you are talking about all the producers at any given time, the amount of energy available in all the producers of that ecosystem, that will be known as standing crop. Or secondly, if we talk about all the herbivores, okay, so that will be known as standing crop. So each trophic level has certain mass of living matter present at any particular time. It's called standing crop. The standing crop is measured as mass of living organism, or it may be in the form of dry matter. Okay? And then again वही वाला तरीका लगाना पड़ेगा, that is the number in a per unit area. The biomass of a species is expressed in terms of a fresh or a dry weight. So we know that the dry weight is better, because when we talk about the fresh weight or the weight which includes water or protoplasm, so water does not provide any energy, so why we have to consider water as into the weight. Okay, the number of trophic levels in the grazing food chain is restricted as the transfer of energy follows 10% law. Okay, that we have studied in the previous class. That is when the energy passes, that is for example grass, and grass to grasshopper, and grasshopper to a sparrow, and sparrow to a cat. So say for example 1,0,0,0,0 joules energy was falling on it. So only 1% of it, that is the 100 joules, will be here. Of the 100 joules, 90 joules will be used by the grass itself. So 10 joules will pass here. 10 joules which is reached here, 9 joules will be used by its day-to-day activity. So 1 joule is here. 1 joule means 0.9 joule will be used for sparrow's own activity. So here 0.01 joule of energy will reach to the cat. This is a simple way of expression. Okay, we are considering it as an average. Okay, we know that the plant is not consuming that much of energy as much as any other organisms in this trophic level, and we also know that the top trophic levels are the most active organisms. Okay, yet this simple calculation we have considered just for the sake of illustration. So this will be considered. Now any two organisms may not have the same type of energy requirement. Okay, yet we are considering it. Now there are some organisms which are sedentary in nature. they are not using energy for their locomotion or movement. There are organs which are least sensory organs. They will not be requiring that much of energy which is required by most active organism like human being. The coelenterate who do not have heart and lungs and liver and all, why they will require that much of energy, which amount of energy which is required by any mammal. But we are just considering for the sake of illustration this 10% role. Okay? But this is true only for grazing food chain. If you see आगे क्या लिखा है, that is in nature it is possible to have so many levels like producer, herbivores, primary carnivore, secondary carnivore, and the grazing. Do you think there is any such limitation in detritus food chain? So in detritus food chain, that limitation of only this 4 or 5 trophic levels are not there. चलिए नेक्स्ट टॉपिक शुरू होता है, दैट इज इकोलॉजिकल पिरामिड. A pyramid is a graphical representation of food chain, either in the form of their numbers or in the form of their energy available or in the form of matter available in that. ठीक है. If we consider in a jungle, how many plants are there? How many plants are there? Number if you are calculating. Now plant includes all kinds of plants. There may be herbs, there may be shrubs, there may be simply grasses, fruit trees and all. So say for example they are in 5,52,457. Guess for any number you can get. ठीक है. 5,52,457 number of plants were there. That is, these many plants, they may be somewhere about 12,887 herbivores are there, for example. In that, there are only 347 first carnivores are there, and there may be only 10 top carnivores are there. ठीक है. So if we consider this as in the form of volume, what we will be getting a pyramidal structure. ठीक है. आपकी बुक में इस पिरामिड को इस तरह से लिखा है. ठीक है. So pyramid is pyramid. That is, if we consider each organism a certain unit we give, suppose 1 centimeter square. So these many organisms, how many centimeter square will be there? The base is very long. Then that is herbivores are less, so their area will be less, and the first carnivore and the top carnivore. So that is the way. Now remember here we are considering all the producers, all the first consumers, all the second consumers, all the top consumers. It is not that we are talking about only grass and the grasshopper and the birds and this thing. Okay, then it will be too much restricted one. So number का ये ऐसा हुआ. So now if we talk about energy, say for example 1 lakh joules energy is available. 1 lakh joule energy is available at the producer level. So in the consumer level 10% rule के हिसाब से कितने ले जाएंगे? 10,000 joules of energy, and here it will be 1,000 joules of energy, and here it will be 100 joules of energy and all. So energy will also give a pyramidal structure, and this will be an upright. The pyramid of energy will always be upright because the amount of energy will always go on decreasing. But when we talk about the number, the pyramid can be upright or it can be inverted. Now why inverted? How inverted? You see, there is a large algae. You have seen that the red algae, brown algae, they are so large, they may even reach up to 100 meters. So they are so large, these plants are there. So say for example algae, red algae or brown algae. There are only 5 algae are there, on which more than 200 fish are consumed. 5 algae, 200 fishes, and then on that the carnivores and so at this level this level it is inverted. So the pyramid of number can be inverted or it can be upright. Similarly, you see there is a huge banyan tree or any other tree in that sense. Even you can take even a maize tree, maize plant. So there is a maize plant, one maize plant on which there may be hundreds of insects. One maize plant, hundreds of insects. ठीक है. So if we talk about number, the pyramid can be upright or it can be inverted. Okay, if we see that the size of the producer is much larger than the size of the first herbivore जो है, then it may be inverted even. So only and only of number, the pyramid of number can go upright or inverted. But if we talk about the other pyramids like dry weights, now dry weights of all the producers which are found in any ecosystem, in the dry weight, suppose then the dry weights of all the plants are somewhere in this illustration it is given 809 kilogram per square meter. Whereas if we take all the primary producers, which may be either insects or maybe herbivore or what you call cattle or a goat or a sheep or what you call deer and all, and their number you consider and their dry weight you take in per square meter area. So that is only 37 kilogram per square meter. You remember we are considering it in the area wise. And then the second trophic level, because their number will be all the more less. So in a particular, say for example 100 square meter, suppose they are 110 या 1100 किलोग्राम, then 10 square meter में उसका आधा और 10% का हो जाएगा, and 1 square meter में it is only 11. And then you see the entire jungle which is say so many क्या कहते हैं square meters of, in that there are only 5 lions or 5 lions are there, 2 panthers are there, and their total weight you consider and divide it with that area. So you will find that is far less. Why? Because number is less, then the weight will also be less. Of course, there are little bit huge structures, so that means little weight will be there, but in any case that will be far less than the number of herbivore. If you see in any jungle or any place, you find the large number of trees are there. Altogether, the trees weight you remove and that divide by the total area, then you will get the kilogram weight in the kilogram in per square meter area. Then you consider all the herbivores, which will be including rabbit and deer and what you call goats and sheep and what you call all the type of cattle and all many different type of hippopotamus also there, the elephants are also there, but there all together their weight will be always less than the number of plants there. ठीक है. सो वेट तो हमेशा ही कम होगा, नंबर की बात उल्टी हो सकती है, वेट तो विल ऑलवेज बी लेस. यू कैन नॉट हैव मोर वेट ऑफ द herbivore which are feeding on the less weight plants. They will not get enough of food only and they will die. ठीक है. So वो है, and then we'll go to the carnivores and then we'll go to the top carnivore. So these are the pyramids. Pyramids are actually giving a graphical representation. लिखने पढ़ने में आपको कई बार दिक्कत confusion हो सकती है. How many animals were there? How many plants were there? You just take it in the form of graph. So graphical representation, it's a easy representation. It is an easy illustration. You can at once catch it. Okay. So now it is this is the inverted pyramid of what you say in the seas, where there are only 4 algae are there on which 21 fish are consuming. ठीक है, feeding. So that is an energy का तो ये बताया. Energy का सबसे simple है 10% walk के हिसाब से. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे हमने देख लिया. Now some things which we have to keep in mind that I am going to read from here. देखिए, any calculation of energy contained biomass or number has to include all the organisms of that trophic level. ये नहीं आपने 2 एलिफेंट को छोड़ दिया, अरे यार वो तो नहीं, ईच ऑर्गेनिज्म इवन ग्रास ऑपर इज देयर, लास्ट ऑफ लास्ट ग्रास ऑपर, उसको भी कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है, व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ग्रेजिंग एनिमल. इवन एनी इंसेक्ट्स आर देयर विच आर फीडिंग ऑन टू द प्लांट, वी विल हैव टू कंसिडर देम ऑल्सो. इवन द स्मॉलेस्ट ऑफ स्मॉल पैरासाइट विच आर हिडन अंडर द लीफ, दैट ऑल्सो विल हैव टू कंसिडर, ठीक है. यू कैन नॉट लीव इन इट. नो जनरलाइजेशन विल वी मेक विल टर्न इफ वी टेक only a few individuals at each trophic level. अब यहाँ आके एक बड़ा पेज फंस गया है. there is a big problem. Why? See, there are certain organisms which may occupy two places. Now yesterday we have studied that the sparrow was there. Sparrow was occupying second place as a herbivore when it was eating grain or a fruit or sucking nectar from a leaf, from a flower, and it was occupying third place when it was eating insects, grasshopper or ant or anything else. So bird will have two places. Crow can have 3 or 4 more places. The crow can directly feed onto a tomato from a plant, or crow can eat an insect, or crow can eat even the insects are eaten by the rats, and it can eat rats. And even further higher, rat can be consumed by a snake, and crow can eat even a snake. ठीक है. सो एन ऑर्गन में ऑक्यूपाई. नाउ विच प्लेस यू विल कीप क्रो? अभी तो हमने यहाँ पे पढ़ा है नॉट अ सिंगल इंडिविजुअल शुड बी लेफ्ट आउट. सो आइदर विल हैव टू इंक्लूड crows and such type of organism into each trophic level, or will have to exclude it from all. यहाँ आके फंस जाते हैं, ठीक है. So देखिए, also a given organism may occupy more than one trophic level simultaneously. One must remember that the trophic level represent the functional level, not a species as such. So a given species may occupy more than one trophic level in the same ecosystem at the same time. For example, a sparrow is a primary consumer as well as when it eats seed and fruits and peas and etc. and secondary consumer which it eats worms and all. ठीक है. कैन यू वर्क आउट हाउ मेनी ट्रॉपिक लेवल ह्यूमन बीइंग कैन बी देयर? ह्यूमन बीइंग कैन ऑल्सो बी. इंडिया में तो हम दूसरे और तीसरे नंबर पे रहेंगे, लेकिन अगर हम चाइना में चले जाएंगे, हम यहाँ पे नॉर्थ ईस्ट में चले जाएंगे, देन वी विल हैव टू वी मेक द थिंग बिकॉज देयर द पीपल आर इवन ईटिंग डॉग्स एंड दे आर ईटिंग इवन द अदर एनिमल्स एंड ऑल. ठीक है. इन मोस्ट ऑफ द इकोसिस्टम ऑल द पिरामिड्स ऑफ नंबर्स एंड एनर्जी बायोमास आर upright. Producers are always more in number and biomass are always higher in the herbivore in the plants than the herbivore. ठीक है. Also, the energy at any lower trophic level will always be higher than the upper trophic level. But ये एक्सेप्शन है, तो इसी को याद करना है. क्वेश्चन तो यहीं पे बनता है. सो देखिए, देयर इज एन एक्सेप्शन टू दिस जनरलाइजेशन. इफ यू काउंट द नंबर ऑफ इंसेक्ट फीडिंग ऑन टू a big tree, what kind of pyramid will you get? Now add the estimated number of the small birds depending on these insects. Also the number of birds eating the smaller. Draw the shape. What shape you will get? ठीक है. The pyramid of the biomass in the sea generally inverted because biomass of the fish far exceeds than the phytoplanktons. ठीक है. Biomass of the fish far exceeds than the phytoplankton. Is it an paradox? Yes. ठीक है. तो वहाँ पे फिश का बायोमास ज़्यादा हो सकता है than the algae. नंबर भी and मास भी. Now pyramids of the energy is always upright. वो तो कभी उल्टा हो ही नहीं सकता, बिकॉज एनर्जी विल ऑलवेज बी डिक्रीजिंग. ठीक है. तो ये हमने पढ़ लिया. छोटा हटाओ, आगे बात करते हैं. However, there is a certain limitation in the ecological pyramid as it does not take account of the same species which belonging to two or more trophic level. Then it is not keeping any record of the decomposers, parasites. उनको कहाँ रखेंगे? ठीक है. So that is why it is sometime it is only an our imagination. ऐसा तो कुछ होना, हम सब चीज़ों को स्टडी कर पाएँ, it will be practically impossible for us. ठीक है. तो ये एक जनरलाइजेशन है. अगर आपसे पूछेंगे कि व्हाट आर कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन, देन यू विल हैव टू राइट दिस. ओके. बात करते हैं इकोलॉजिकल सक्सेशन. सक्सेशन क्या होता है? द वर्ड सक्सेशन मीन्स एज वी गो अहेड, सक्सीड होते हैं, तो उसको हम कहेंगे सक्सेशन. मेरा टाइम हुआ है क्या? नहीं, अभी तो 20 मिनट ही हुए. Okay, so succession. So whatever ecosystem which we see around us, they may be desert, they may be rainforest, they may be forest, or they may be grassland or whatever. They are not stable. ऐसा नहीं है grassland was a grassland and is a grassland and it will remain as a grassland forever. It is not that the desert which we are seeing today will be same after 500 years, 1000 years, 10,000 years. Or a pond which we are seeing today will remain as a pond even after 10,000 years. All the ecosystem, whether they are having no organism now or whether they are having some kind of organism, whether they are aquatic body or whether it is a dry land or whatever it is, they will lead to a dense forest, mesig forest after some time. After some time now, some is some. Some can be 10,000 years, some can be 10 million years. Okay? So the ecosystem is not always constant. Just like evolution, it is also evolving. So the evolution of ecosystem is in fact succession. Okay. Now succession are of two types. Succession are of two types. Primary and secondary. Primary succession is the one which is starting from just basic, where there is no organic matter, a place where just volcano erupted, and after the volcano the lava is formed and the lava is spread to a huge area. This place and the lava is formed a very thick layer, 10 centimeter, 8 centimeter thick layer. So there is no soil. It is only a rock formed by the lava. There is not a single individual there, and for hundreds of years there will be no organism even, because it will take very long to cool down, and even after cooling there is no soil at all, and the plants can grow only when their soils are there, and the animals are always depending on plants. So any ecosystem is always defined by the plants, not by animals. Any ecosystem is always be defined by its plants. Okay? We always say the grassland, we always say that forest, we always say like, we never say that a jungle where only lions are there or tigers are there or whatever wolf are there and all. We are not defining them by a wolf or tiger or a lion or a crocodile or any other type of predator. We are defining them by their plants constituting the ecosystem, because all the organisms all organisms are depending on the plants. So any ecosystem, and even in the succession, various stages of the succession, the stages of the succession are called seral stages. Okay, when one stage goes and the other stage comes, I'll explain how. Just now, for rock formed after lava is molten, and it took very long to cool down. Now, since there is no humus, no plants will be there. Lichens will be the first organism which will come and attack here. After the rain, when there will be little bit moisture, what organisms will come? Lichens. Why? Lichen is a symbiotic association of fungi and blue-green algae or other algae, the photosynthetic component. So lichen always have two components, mycobind component and phycobind component. The mycobind component will dissolve the mineral and will avail it to phycobind, and phycobind will carry out photosynthesis in presence of light and water and minerals and make food, and it will give to the mycobind also. So both of these will sustain, they will multiply. After some time they may die, they may dry out, they will be decomposed, and they will add a first layer of humus. So first organic matter is brought by the lichen. So they are called pioneer species. The pioneer species is that species which invades to any ecosystem first time, where there was no life existed at all. So the pioneer species is lichen here, and now lichen ke baad the humans will be added, then the grass may come, bryophytes may come, bryophytes may be replaced by pteridophyte, pteridophyte may be replaced by the herbs of the angiosperm, and the herbs will be replaced by shrubs, and shrubs will be replaced by the tall tree, and the herbs and shrubs will also be there. All this will take several thousand years to millions of years. Okay, so this is the thing, and ultimately it finished into a very well developed forest, music forest. Started from where? A lava, okay, where there were no. This is called primary, where there were no organic matter available. Secondary succession is another kind of succession. Secondary succession is the one which was already having some primary succession, forest or some type of organism there, but they are destroyed because of the rain, because of the flood, because of the fire, because of the human activities. Okay, human can go anywhere and chalaya bulldozer सबको destroy कर दिया, and then but after some time we'll again see trees will be there. So the secondary succession after any kind of destruction, catastrophe, maybe because of rain, maybe because of flood, maybe because of fire, maybe because of human activities, maybe because of some other thing. Okay, that will be there. But the secondary succession will be much rapid. Why? Because some propagules will always be there in the soil. Some stems, some food storing stems, some food storing roots, some other branches, small parts will be there, and no sooner they get proper condition, they will again grow. Most of the time plants are only damaged from the top, but their roots are still alive. So no sooner they get the suitable condition, they will sprout and they will give the next plant. So the secondary succession will be much rapid to reach up to that level where the secondary succession is there even after 5 years or 10 years of the destruction. The primary succession will take millions of years. Okay? So secondary succession is very rapid. Again, a forest which is cut down can come back if the human activity is not there, can restore after 10 to 15 years or 20 or 40 years or even 100 years. So a forest which was completely destroyed because of either forest fire or because of the flood or because of the human activity, and when these forces are removed, after 100 years you will get again that forest. But if a forest has to start from a lava, it may take several thousands of years to millions of years. And in the primary succession, the pioneer species is always lichen. In secondary succession, the pioneer species are generally the propagules which are there and they will germinate. They are generally large plants. Okay? In primary succession, there was no humus, no organic matter in the soil. In secondary succession, the organic matter is always there, and if at all it was a flood, then it must have brought from some other places also in the form of erosion, eroded substances, or if it is a forest fire, then the ash is there. Ash also contains some of the minerals and other organic substances, and the propagules are always there. So it will be much rapid. Okay? And the primary succession will always start from the lowest of lowest organism, where the secondary succession will again restore from the highest of highest organism. Okay? So there are differences between the primary and secondary. Now the succession which is starting in the water ecosystem, they are called hydrarch, and the succession which is starting on the desert on the land ecosystem, they are called xerarch. So I explained to you what is hydrarch, what are xerarch, what are pioneer species. But whatever it is, whether it is a hydrarchic succession or whether it is xerarch succession, they will all lead to the mesic succession. Okay, mesic ecosystem. So ये हो गया. Now in this paragraph where we can see some of the words are written like climax community. Climax community is that community which is on the last, which remain there for several hundreds and hundreds of years without unaffected, jab tak ki there is some dangerous changes take place in the ecosystem. till then they will be there because they are the most unaffected species. Okay, so climate species are not replaced by any other species, they are most stable species, so that is called climate species. Seral stages are those stages which are in the state of changing from one entire community is replaced by another community, then it is called seral community and this is called seral stages. Okay, then ecological succession word आपने पढ़ लिया, समझ लिया. So with this we come to this thing, succession of plant. Now I can give you this diagrams illustration and then I'll finish my class, today's class. So what you can see is, suppose this is a pond newly formed, maybe because of human activity, maybe because of some meteor, okay, etc. strike to the earth. A big ditch is formed in which the due course of time water is filled. No humus is there. Suppose humans started some activity, they are taken the mud from there to construct the road and all, and a big ditch is there, or it was a mine, so there is no organic matter present in this. This is a big ditch in which the water is filled. Now year after year the rainwater will come and it will add some humus from the nearby places, some animal excreta, some dead bodies, some farm waste and all, they will come, so little bit organic matter will be there, and now starts the floating plants. Then next come the rooted plants at the banks of the distant bodies, and then slowly year after year some mud comes, and because of the mud the water body will become deep, floating plants are there, the deep rooted plants will be there. Over a period of time it will become shallow and then it will be replaced by the reed swamps, and further it will change into marshy meadow, and later on it will change into a hara bhara forest just like this. So this is one of the example how hydrox ending into amnesia condition. Okay, that's all for today children. Thank you.